when my friend got possessed. My name is Carla, and I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I always thought possession stories were exaggerated. People don't just lose control of themselves, they break down mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That's what I believed. Until I watched it happen to someone I love. This happened to my best friend Shay 3 years ago. We'd known each other since middle school. She was strong, funny, unshakable. She didn't scare easy, didn't dabble in anything dark, and didn't believe in the supernatural at all. That changed the day she moved into the old duplex on Maple Street. The place was outdated but affordable. She was excited, her first place without roommates. But there was something off about the house from the first day. Not a smell or a draft or anything physical, more like the air felt thick every time you walked inside. Like walking through a heavy curtain. I brushed it off as the humidity. But the first sign came the night she called me crying. "Carla, something touched me." She said it calmly at first, forcing her voice not to shake. She had been sitting on the couch when she felt a cold fingertip trace the back of her neck. Not a bug, not a breeze. The feeling of a human finger. I went over immediately. When I got there, she looked pale, confused. She kept rubbing the back of her neck like she could wipe the sensation off. I asked her if there was anyone else in the duplex. She said no. But when she answered, her eyes drifted toward the hallway. Just for a second. Like someone was standing there. That was the beginning. Within a week, the symptoms multiplied. She started waking up with bruises, perfect oval-shaped marks on her arms and ribs, like someone gripping her too hard. The thermostat would be set to 70, but her room would be ice cold when she woke up. Not mildly cold, breath-visible cold. She stopped sleeping. She started isolating. And she started forgetting things. Whole conversations. Entire days. If you're enjoying this real nightmare, like and subscribe for more. I'd come over and she wouldn't remember I was supposed to visit. She'd repeat stories she'd already told me. She'd drift mid-sentence and stare at something behind me like she was listening to someone I couldn't see. One night she whispered, "He talks all the time now." I asked, "Who?" She wouldn't answer. I didn't know it then, but these were classic signs of infestation, the beginning stage. Then it progressed. The oppression hit her next. She stopped eating. She lost weight fast. Her eyes had deep shadows under them, as if she hadn't slept in days. She'd flinch when I touched her shoulder, like the sensation hurt her. She cried constantly. Sometimes she laughed at nothing, but it wasn't her laugh. It sounded layered, like two voices at once. One hers, one not. I begged her to leave the duplex. She refused. She said she couldn't leave him. That was the first time she used the word. Him. I asked who him was, and she answered in a whisper, "The one who stays with me." My skin crawled. When I pressed further, she snapped, violently, grabbing the front of my shirt and shoving me so hard against the wall that my teeth rattled. Her eyes didn't look like her own. They were darker, unfocused, like she was fighting something inside her. 30 seconds later, she collapsed to her knees, sobbing, apologizing, shaking uncontrollably. That was the moment I realized. This wasn't just mental health. Something else was in that house. Something dark. The manifestation stage came the night everything fell apart. I brought her soup because she hadn't eaten much. But when I walked inside, the air felt suffocating, thick and heavy, like standing in a sealed room with no ventilation. Shay was sitting on the living room floor, her knees pulled to her chest. Her eyes were bloodshot. She looked exhausted and terrified. "He's here," she whispered. I asked where. She pointed to the corner behind me. When I turned, I saw something move. Not a person, not an animal. A shape. Tall, thin, distorted, peeling itself out of the deeper darkness, like it had been crouched there for hours, waiting. My entire body went cold. Shay's breathing became ragged, sharp inhales that sounded like she couldn't get enough air. She clutched her head, rocking back and forth, whispering, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" The shadow moved closer to her. Then she jerked violently, like someone pulled her by the spine from the inside. Her arms twisted inward unnaturally, and she let out a sound I still hear in my nightmares, a deep, guttural, layered growl that didn't belong to any human throat. Her eyes rolled upward. Her jaw clenched so hard I thought she'd break her teeth. Her back arched until she was almost off the floor. I tried to grab her, to pull her up, but something invisible slammed me backward. Hard. The impact knocked the air out of my lungs. Then she spoke. But it wasn't her voice. It was deeper, smooth, cold, almost amused. It came out slow, like something learning how to use her mouth. "She belongs to me." I screamed at her to stop. I begged whatever was inside her to let her go. But her body twisted again, almost violently, like something inside was pushing against her ribcage from within. She lifted her head, and her eyes, I swear, were completely black. Then everything went still. Her breathing slowed. Her body relaxed, and she slumped forward on the floor like a rag doll. I crawled to her, shaking, sobbing. I held her head in my lap. She wasn't unconscious, but she wasn't fully present either. Her eyes flickered, her lips trembling. "I'm tired," she whispered in her real voice. "So tired." I drove her to a pastor we knew, someone who had dealt with this kind of thing before. He didn't hesitate. He didn't question. He just told us to come inside. What happened next wasn't like the movies. No levitating, no furniture flying. Just a girl fighting for her life while something tried to keep its grip on her. She shook violently. She screamed in voices that weren't hers. She begged to be left alone. She vomited dark, thick fluid that smelled wrong. Not decay, not blood, something old and metallic. She clawed the chair until wood splintered under her nails. And then she went silent. Her head hung low. Her body loosened. Her hands unclenched. And she whispered in the smallest, softest voice, "Is it gone?" The pastor nodded, but I wasn't sure. Weeks passed. Shay slowly returned to herself, eating again, sleeping again, remembering things. She said she felt lighter, like someone had been pressing down on her chest for months and finally stepped away. But sometimes she pauses mid-conversation. Her eyes drift to a corner. She tilts her head, listens, then shivers. She won't go near the duplex. She moved in with her sister across town. For the most part, she's okay. But she told me something last week that I can't get out of my head. At exactly 3 a.m., every night since that exorcism, she wakes up. Not scared, not gasping, just awake. Because she hears someone whisper her name in the dark. Soft, close, almost familiar. and she's afraid that even though it was cast out, it never really left. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.